introduce yourself.
Okay, good morning. My name is Dr. Grace Ila. I am the inclusive education expert with SI Service Nigeria.
Okay, there has been a whole lot of confusion about what is inclusive education. But I want to hear from you as an expert. What is inclusive education all about, and what are the key principles of inclusive education?
Okay, thank you. Inclusive education, to make it as very simple for everyone to understand, is education for persons with and without disability, learning together in the same space.
Okay.
As simple as that. Learning together in the same space. Children with and without disability.
Okay, Max, before your next question, we just finished watching a documentary on the Smile Project. Can you tell us more about the Smile Project?
Okay. The Smile Project is an innovative project for sight seers, which was funded by FCD. And what drove the project was responding to the education crisis that we have in Nigeria, which is known to everybody, and particularly in the north, where the number of out-of-school children outnumber any other part of Nigeria. So, sight savers, in their focus to ensure that we reduce that and also contribute to those children out of school to be in school and not to leave any child behind with the little we could cope with, we went into this project called SMILE. And SMILE is supporting mainstreaming inclusive education for all to learn equally.
Okay.
And we decided to use an innovative approach. Innovative approach in the sense that we work alongside with the state government and the federal government in the education sector. Going by the laws, national and international, that every child have a right to be educated. And with that, a lot of children with disability are left behind. Girls equally are left behind. So, just as we also probe in other aspects of human well-being, for example, the visual sight of human. Sight saver is known in preventing visual impairment that could be prevented from people becoming blind. So the same way we went into education and floated this SMILE as a project, and we decided to partner with OPDs, state government, other educational institutions, and other sectors, stakeholders, so that we can do a pilot to see if we can achieve inclusive education. Because there had been this general notion that inclusive education is not practicable in Nigeria. A lot of people believe it is an education system of the advanced world. So we went into it with the funding, the little funding that we had. We went into it and selected a local government, partner with SUBEB, the State Government Education Center, and use 8 schools in Jamal local government. And that to achieve inclusive education, we started with building the capacity of teachers. Teachers, they are the major factor in achieving learning in an educational sector. So we build the capacity of every teacher. This is regular teacher now. All the 8 schools that we have. And we developed the curriculum, the manual for training these teachers. We also partner with the National Teachers Institute, who reviewed this, produced this, because they are institute that train teachers in Nigeria.
Okay.
Able to achieve all the teachers in training. Apart from teachers in training, we also train the SBMCs. You know who the SBMCs are? They are a major critical factor in ensuring that these children with disability come to school. They created awareness, they helped in retaining these children in school because they stay with them. They provide something. They are also trained to be able to ensure that education of these children are in place.
Okay. I want to know what are the key stakeholders that will ensure full implementation of inclusive education. And you mentioned some of those key stakeholders. Then maybe let me just put two in one question. What are those challenges that you have find out that has actually hindering the implementation of this inclusive education?
Okay. When we say stakeholders, first of all, I have mentioned that we did not go alone. We went to the educational system. So we partner with Minister of Education, SURED, NTI, NRDC, Women Affairs, we partner with them. And you know, inclusive education is not an education that can succeed without the related support system. And the related support system is addressing barriers to these children with disability learning. So by bringing them together, some of the challenges is that bringing them together, we need to access every aspect of school. Coming into school, toilets, water, going into class, even within the classroom itself, we have adapted curriculum, we have adapted classroom features that everybody can access. We talk about even the blackboard, we have whiteboard, green board for people with visual impairment who cannot see class. So there are specific adaptable instructional material that are required to make sure that every learner in the class can access learning and can learn. And how can we do that? We make provision of some of the barriers into learning. We adapt such barriers to reduce their access to learning. Even the teacher number one is trained to understand the specific need of every child in class, so that he will now adapt the methodology that he used to suit the learner in class. So when we talk about stakeholders, we have to bring everybody around.
Okay. I think for the last question, so that we don't keep you so.
Yes.
What are these, especially those working around the education sector, the strategies they will take in order to have effective implementation of inclusive education?
Yeah, thank you. The policy on inclusive education is already reviewed. It's already in the process of being signed into law. It has been there since 2013. It was reviewed 2023, and everything is in there because a lot of stakeholders, a lot of experts came together, working on the identified barriers that mitigate learning, that militate against learning. We try to mitigate them in the policy. So the policy is already on ground. In fact, it's waiting for the plenary from the Federal Ministry of Education. that we find as gap had been incorporated into it. And so now that the federal government is very interested in it, we believe that as soon as it has been passed, implementation mechanism will be set in place. And with the great awareness that is going on now, it will continue to ensure that the policy is being implemented stage by stage.
Okay, ma'am. Finally, I know he said the final question. Finally, what would you want to see out of this 2-day summit?
Yeah, that's why we are here. We are partners in the floating of this summit. What we want to see, what is the focus, what is the objective of this summit, is to bring up a standard operating procedure to ensure that inclusive education advocates are singing one
Same
voice,
song.
as saying one voice. So we are coming together. Like it was said, we will argue, we will see things the right way and come up with what is the right way that inclusive education can be operated in Nigeria. So I'm very glad for this. We are very glad for this, and that's why we threw our might behind it to ensure that it comes to pass. And at the end, I believe with the experts that have been brought together, including persons with disability themselves, because with the slogan, "Nothing for me without me," they feel the pinch. They know exactly how the barrier they have. So with them in this city, we will be able to come out together to see how inclusive education can have a standard way of
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
very
much.
much.